How does that change for you?
Well, I think you can come into the game with him not playing like that and expect to play more zone. So I think it really puts that indecision into anybody in preparation for this team. Can we come in here and play a steady diet of zone, whether it be 2-3-3-2, 1-3-1, and live with some of their other perimeter guys making jump shots. But with the way that Moore is shooting it this year, and the way Smith is shooting it, the other guys are making enough. Bird's numbers are pretty good. You get Hart back. Johnson's an outside shooter, so now you say, well, we really, I don't know if we can play him zone, because I think you got to be able to mix it a little bit. And I think from our standpoint, a little disappointing. We went zone for that one stretch in the second half, and we lost it twice. And I'm saying to myself, how is that possible? You have to know where he is. He hit 3 in the first half. We marked him before the game. We talked about it at halftime. We're in zone. Okay, so if we go out on him and somebody else hits one, that's fine. But we're running around, and he's getting standstill threes. If you get him a standstill three, he's going to make it.
What are you hoping that Bryce Cartwright takes away from a game like this where he struggles and has the early foul trouble? And
He was out of sorts. I think he was a little bit too concerned with their pressure. And I think it made him a little bit complacent in the beginning. Not complacent, but not aggressive. His game is aggressiveness. He's got to be an aggressive offensive player. And if they go get him the full court, then he's got to be aggressive. But now, with proper decision making. Just because Jackson gets on the side of me 85 feet from the basket doesn't mean I put my head down and drive to the basket every time. Sometimes. Or maybe I drive to the basket every time and I jump stop and kick it off, and then we drive from there. We break the defense down from there. So he was sort of in between on his decisions the entire game. And then he started shooting quick and shooting floaters and shots that had no chance to go in. And that's not good, because he's got to be back on defense and they're going to run.
How do you didn't seem to get enough flow defensively
or offensively. I think they marked him. They are paying more attention to him now after his Ohio State performance. I'm not sure anybody was before that, so that's got to be a step that he has to take personally to recognize that teams are now going to come after him in a different way. So he was trying to be aggressive, which is what we want him to be, but you can't be aggressive when there's no space. And you've got to be able to be aggressive and make a play for someone else, not just yourself. And that's where we've got to help him get better.
so just along those lines, how much do you stress the aggressiveness, especially at the offensive end of your team? Because it seemed like in the second half, it was starting to look that way. You had Eric knock down the 3 and then Melson going inside.
Well, I think we have a team that can be aggressive, that we've got some guys that can go off the dribble and attack. We've got some shot makers. We just have to be able to break the defense down and have continuous screening action. We were 1 or 2 screens, and then we just sort of stopped, and we're going dribble, draw, and kick. That's not enough against this team.
Fred, you mentioned Lewis Jackson. What do you respect about this game?
He is playing like a veteran point guard who knows how to win. He's driving the ball. His decision-making is good. He's making shots. He makes enough perimeter shots to keep you honest, and he's tough to keep you in front of him. And he knows when to go, when not to go. He knows how to get the ball to people who are on fire. I think he's really understood what Matt wants from him. He's the guy. And I think as they move forward and look at their prospects for having the kind of season that they think they can have, which I think is one that's real special, to me, he's the guy. It will be the difference in whether or not they advance or not. And that's just my opinion. I think he's really good.
How do you avoid this game having a lingering effect? This is your biggest loss of the season, points-wise.
I'll be honest with you, I don't really ever worry about that. I mean, I think our team will respond. If we get beat on Wednesday, it'll be because we got beat by a really good team that outplayed us. I think we'll play harder. I think we'll learn from it. But I think for us, I think the start of the game is going to be really important pretty much every time out. And our point guard play has got to be a little more solid. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't what it needs to be. When you look at our turnovers and you look at us getting into stuff and look at our shooting percentages, that's all a reflection on maybe some inexperience there. So we've got to get that a little bit corrected. But we got time to work on it in terms of breaking the film down individual instruction, change of attitude, and I think we'll be ready to go.